There's a piece of paper that federal law requires every funeral home to hand you the moment you start talking about arrangements. And most families have never heard of it. That single sheet of printed prices can save your family thousands of dollars. But only if you know it exists before you walk in the door. The average funeral now costs over $7,000. Most families overspend on things they never knew were optional. I'm going to show you exactly what that price list says. The 3 lists you have a right to see. And the one thing funeral homes often get wrong about embalming, it's called the General Price List. The GPL, it's been law since 1984. That's not a typo. Since 1984, every funeral home in America has been legally required to show you this piece of paper. But most places won't offer it unless you ask, or look like you're about to ask, or blink in the right way. The funeral rule says a funeral provider must give you the GPL at the start of any in-person discussion of arrangements. Not after. Not once you've chosen a casket. Right at the start. The list itemizes the main goods and services they offer. 16 specific line items, including basic services fee, embalming, other preparation, viewing, ceremony, memorial service, graveside service, transfer of remains, casket, outer burial container, and others. And somewhere on that list, it must say, you have the right to choose only the goods and services you want. That's the rule. That's the whole sneaky, beautiful, ignored rule. Now here's where the fog rolls in. Funeral homes don't always hand you the GPL and say, please mix and match. They offer packages, basic, standard, premium, the kind of thing where you say, I just want cremation and a simple urn. And they say, that's our memorial package. It includes embalming, a viewing, a rental casket for the viewing, and a thank you card signed by the staff. And you're sitting there, grieving, wondering if you're being difficult. You're not. The law says you can buy the cremation, the urn, and nothing else. It's like walking into a pizza place and them saying, today we only sell the party bundle. Large pizza, breadsticks, soda, and a dessert pizza you didn't ask for. You'd walk out. But at a funeral home, people don't walk out. They pay for the breadsticks. The funeral package is just a combo meal where you're too sad to say no to the extras. Let's talk about the most expensive breadstick in the room, the casket. Funeral homes must also have a separate casket price list. They have to show it to you before you see a single casket. That's important, because casket showrooms are designed very carefully. The lighting, the quiet carpet, the way the affordable ones are tucked in a corner, like they did something wrong. But the law says, here's the list. Here are the prices. You can point at anyone, or you can bring your own. Yes, you can buy a casket from Costco, Amazon, a local carpenter who builds them in a garage and calls them transitional vessels. The funeral home cannot refuse it. They cannot charge you a handling fee. They cannot suddenly discover a casket inspection fee or a setup surcharge. Those are illegal. The pizza place cannot charge you a plate fee because you brought your own pizza toppings. Same logic. And there's another list. The outer burial container. That's the vault or grave liner. Most cemeteries require one to stop the ground from collapsing. But if the funeral home sells them, they must show you a separate outer burial container price list. Again, before you view them. So now you have 3 price lists. General, casket, vault. You could bring a casket from a warehouse in Indiana, a vault from a local concrete company, and the funeral home must cooperate. They can pout, they can sigh, but legally they have to accept it. Now the weirdest part, embalming. Most people think embalming is required by law. It is not. Not by federal law, not in most states. Embalming is a cosmetic procedure. It temporarily preserves a body. It involves draining fluids and replacing them with chemicals. It can cost several $100s. And funeral homes often say, well, state law requires it. That is usually a lie. The funeral rule specifically prohibits misrepresenting legal requirements. There are narrow exceptions. If the body has certain contagious diseases, if you're transporting across state lines without refrigeration, Some states say if the body isn't refrigerated or cremated within a certain time, you may need embalming. But that's rare. For a direct cremation, no embalming. For a simple burial within a day or two, no embalming. For a green burial in a shroud, definitely no embalming. The funeral home can offer it. They cannot pretend it's the law. They cannot say, we have to do it for the viewing. Number refrigeration or a closed casket works fine. You have the right to say, no embalming, thank you. And they must respect that. So how do you actually use this when you're the one making arrangements and your brain is fog? Step 1. The moment you sit down with a funeral director, say, I'd like the general price list, please. 7 words, say them. If they blink and say they'll give it later, say, now, please. Step 2. Bring a second person. A friend who isn't grieving, a cousin who enjoys conflict, a spreadsheet person, someone who can take notes and whisper, you don't need the vault with the bronze plaque. Step 3. Read the list. Circle the things you actually want. Cross out the rest. The GPL protects you. It turns the funeral home into a restaurant where you pay only for what you order. Step 4. If you want a casket, ask for the casket price list. If you want a vault, ask for the outer burial container list. If they try to upsell, remind them of the FTC. Or just say, I'll consider that. And then calmly compare prices on your phone. So what have we learned? There's a law. It's existed since before the internet. It gives you 3 price lists and the right to say no to embalming. The funeral industry counts on you not knowing. Like a pizza place that only sells the party bundle and hopes you're too polite to notice they charged you for breadsticks you never ate. But now you know. You can walk in, ask for the GPL, and build the funeral you want. Just the basics, just the services you need. No forced breadsticks. No guilt. Just the pizza you actually want at the price you're willing to pay. And if they don't hand you that piece of paper, you report them to the FTC. They'll be very unhappy, and you'll have saved your family thousands. Now go read a price list. It's weirdly satisfying.